world of ancient Greece, Greek theater had great significance. Greek theaters were a way for the citizens to come together. There are two theaters that can be looked at as a representation of the importance that Greek theater held. These theaters allowed for creative expression, freedom of speech, and emotional expression. This is also shown through the plays that were held in the theaters. There were two types of plays that held importance: tragedies and comedies. The Theater of Dionysus is where theater was first performed. In the world of ancient Greek theater, the theaters were a place where creative expression about daily life, social life, and the government were portrayed. The Theater of Dionysus is the oldest known Greek theater. On the south side of the Acropolis in Athens, Greece, the Theater of Dionysus is where Greek theater originated and where it was first performed. It is where festivals were hosted in honor of the god Dionysus. The Theater of Delphi is another theater in ancient Greece. The theater is situated within the temple of the Pythian Apollo in the northwest corner against the Temenos wall. It is directly connected to the myths and cult of the god. The Theater of Delphi hosted the singing and instrumental music contests of the Pythian Games. Theaters gave a place for people to voice their displeasure with the way things are going on and how the government was running. This kind of freedom of speech was really important in the development of ancient Greece. The plays performed at the theater also give us insight into ancient Greek theater. When we think of those for the ancient Greek world, there are essentially two different types of plays that come to mind. There are tragedies, which tell the story very frequently of the gods and usually teach some sort of lesson and usually don't have happy endings. Then there are comedies, which are set in the everyday life of the ancient Greek world, and the plays comment on the major issue of the day like daily or social life and the government. The play Oedipus Rex by Sophocles teaches us a lot about tragedy and its connection to fate and free will. It shows the tragedy of not being able to control your fate. The play presents a kind of nightmare vision of a world suddenly turned upside down when a decent man discovers that he has unknowingly killed his father, married his mother, and sired children by her. It is a story that, as Aristotle says in the Poetics, makes one shudder with horror and feel pity just on hearing it. The different tragic events within this play inform us about fate and free will. This play expresses feelings by performing in the theater. The Medea, written by Euripides, is based upon the myth of Jason and Medea and was first produced in 431 BC. This is another play that shows how emotion was portrayed and prevalent in Greek theater and was an important theme. From a humanistic perspective on tragedy, these types of plays had great importance to ancient Greek theater and the ways that they expressed emotion. A play can represent the underlying feelings and views of a society. Greek theater tells us about the festivals and plays that allowed ancient Greek playwrights and citizens creative expression through ancient Greek theater. The Theater of Dionysus and the Theater of Delphi and Greek theaters in general were of huge importance to the citizens of ancient Greece. Plays of ancient Greece offered insight into the cultural and thematic views of Greek theater. They both are a way for Greek citizens to portray emotion.